Shalom, shalom. Greetings to you all in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ, wherever you are. This is a great opportunity that the Lord has granted us. It's always a blessing. It's always a blessing to have this moment. It might be few minutes, but they can impact your life if your heart is open to receive information or message or knowledge. Has always been at the core of man's transformation or man's destruction. Humanity has been destroyed based on the knowledge, information that he had or he received. You can be changed completely because of the knowledge. Look at the education system. What do? It's an idea. The whole idea is knowledge. How come the person was just an ordinary person, but he becomes great through the education or knowledge? So you can see the place of knowledge, you can see the place of education and learning, but there is something greater than that, which education cannot give, and that is the knowledge of truth. Now, truth is always an issue because there's always an argument about truth. Some think that truth is relative, or they think your opinion as you defines what truth is. But truth cannot be defined by your opinion, because your opinion is different from someone's opinion, and your opinion is based on your understanding and knowledge you have. Now, do you have the knowledge of everything in science? Do you have the knowledge of everything that is in the space, in the air? Do you have the knowledge of everything concerning, in psychology, in spirituality, and also this physical realm? I mean, these phenomena that are in the world that people will choose to study a certain portion of what we have in the universe, and of course, which people cannot grasp fully because it has been a gradual system of study whereby those who studied whatever they studied, they came up with their findings, and from those findings others speak from there, and they will go far and take it to another level, and it's been like that from generation to generation. But still, we're still discovering more, which means nobody has the knowledge of everything that is going on in the world. And in every area, you might have an idea of in science, but do you understand spirituality? And surprisingly, somebody who has an idea in science, he will now tend to explain everything from the vantage point of where he stands, and he thinks that everything falls within his domain. And that's how the lawyer will determine or interpret everything in his career based on his career or the knowledge he has. A doctor will interpret everything based on his where he's standing, and a teacher will have the same thing, and parents at home will have different perception and interpretation of things. You see, and this diversity of interpretation of things will not help the world to have one truth. There will be different thoughts, ideas, opinions, and so at the end of the day, truth will always remain a mystery. And if this person speaks from the vantage point of where he stands, to him is true. But you can only think that is true because that's all you know. But question, do you think that all you know is all that there is? If all you know is all that there is, then we would agree that indeed you have a point. But if you don't know a lot of things and what you know is more, then of course your opinion cannot be translated into truth. Truth then can be that one word that a person who understands the visible, the invisible, the past, the present, and future, and everything that in detail, that is in detail, that person, if he says this is what it is, then you understand he knows. There you can go with that. Well, only God then knows the truth. Only God can speak the truth. And I'm not saying that you are speaking a lie. I'm saying that what you're saying is on the level of your understanding. And that's what you call truth. So to make it easier for you, that's your opinion. And that opinion to you is so strong that you can even kill yourself, or some people can die or can kill others because they have a different opinion. And to them, that's the truth. That's the truth. You cannot change it. Well, what if it's not? What if it's not? Have you ever considered that? Well, that's why we submit our minds to learn and allow God to teach us what is the truth. So you shall know the truth, Jesus said. And that, by the way, he said, I am the way, the truth. Meaning truth, for the first time, a person who called himself truth. And he's speaking. That means when he's speaking, truth is speaking. So truth is saying, if you know the truth, if you get to know me, we shall be free. So freedom of man is actually hidden in truth. But that's why, to a certain extent or to a certain level, education system has been of help to a certain extent. Of course, what we do today, what we can do today is based on knowledge. See, but that is not the full knowledge. So with all that distorted knowledge that people have come to know, they have managed to do what they have done, and we can do what we do. Now, imagine if we knew the knowledge of truth, if we discover the knowledge of truth, which is not distorted, which is true or real in its purest form, what can man do? You see now? So knowing the truth is a blessing. It's a blessing. And we need to realize that that's the call, that every man should come and know the truth. Glory to God. Now, this is one of the things that has been preached to us. We are told here in chapter 2 of Ephesians chapter 2 verse 4. It says, but God who is rich in mercy. So one of the truth you need to understand is that God is rich in mercy. Well, so people will always say, oh, but if God is rich in mercy, that means you're saying that God is good. How come we have seen and we're continuing to see the chaotic situations all over the world? You know how people have that question? They wonder why is that we're seeing all these chaos, all these things in the earth and the world, and yet God is what? Is good. And we hear that God is powerful and he can do something about it, and he refused to do anything. So why would we say that God is good and is full of mercy? Is he really full of mercy while somebody's dying of hunger? Is he really full of mercy when somebody's being killed innocently? Is he full of mercy when things are happening here and there? Have you ever had that question? Or you yourself, you have that question? He says God is rich in mercy. Oh my goodness. God is rich in mercy. So one of his riches, he is so rich, but the riches of God that revealed in his mercy. So somebody who has that kind of question, I will simply answer you. The previous verses told us something about the sons of disobedience. And the sons of disobedience, they got that disobedient pattern, spirit, mindset, belief system, conduct from one man called Adam. Now listen to me carefully, because people always blame God for what happens on the earth. People don't realize that in the beginning, Genesis, God gave total authority and power to man. And Adam was so, we even love power. Have you realized how people like power? If they make you a boss of a certain company, you feel so good. You feel now everybody has to bow down. Think about it. Why do you think that everybody is supposed to bow down? Why? And now that you are somebody, you want everybody to buy. Don't you realize that now you're beginning to abuse power? This is what happened from that very first man. Now, if somebody, right, in your company, which you are heading, is suffering because of you, are you going to say that God is not caring? No, it is because of you. You have brought that suffering to that human being, to that soul. So one of the things people don't realize is that from the beginning, the authority and the power to rule and govern the earth was given to man. So then the failure of man, surprisingly, has been projected to God. Have you realized that when we fail to do certain things, we'll either attribute this to the devil or attribute it to God or whatever, but we fail or refuse to see our own what? Our own failure. Or we don't see our part, with the role we played in there for whatever happened, before whatever happened. You see what I mean? So from the beginning, God had given authority, said, take over. I've given you authority over all creation, the birds in the air, the fish in the sea, even the animals in the forest or anything on the ground that cripples on the ground. I mean, everything is under your power. The universe is under your authority. But remember, if you, whatever that happens to you will happen to that which you are, whatever that will happen to you will happen also to that which you control. So if you are controlling, right? If you are controlling the world and you manage to fail, or you do evil, or you are the one who is betraying everything that has been placed under you, your authority. You are the one that is doing that. It is not God. So from the beginning was the case. If a parent fail to take responsibility and fail to take their responsibilities and take care of their children, then that will be blamed on God in the future. That how come that this child is walking on the street? Now, before the child is on the street, before the child because the child lacked, family. The child doesn't have any family. They don't have love. They have not known love in their family. And something happened to them. They went away and became rebellious, and they developed into, into terrorists, and now they are killing people. And somebody's saying, how come that these people are killing each other, are killing others? But do you see the process? From the beginning, somebody failed somewhere. And so the child turned into what now we have? A monster they have what? Raised. Now, if you are hearing what I'm saying, when Paul was saying, but God who is rich in mercy, sometimes people will blame God that God is not, if he was merciful, this would have not happened. If God was merciful, what about the participation of man? It is Adam who brought forth death. It is Adam who brought all the chaotic situations that people are going through even today. But people blame God. Yet he had given them authority. And I'm showing you the good example. If you're a parent and you fail to do your responsibility, are you going to blame God or somebody later on who will blame God? And yet it was your responsibility. If you're a boss somewhere, or if you're a worker somewhere, you're supposed to do to fulfill your responsibilities. You didn't do it, and it caused problems. And so people are like, where was God? No, but how about you? You see what I mean? You see, God is full of mercy. And we have to have that understanding. Shalom, shalom. Reminding you to share this good news with your world. You are blessed.